Donna and welcome back to my channel. So now I'm doing a video response for Amy Love, who is having a challenge. She wants to learn how to make cards, and I think she already knows how to make cards. Amy, please. But anyway, she wants some ideas on some cards. And so I drew inspiration for this card from a different type of project that I've seen done before and that I've done before. But this time I'm going to be using some different elements. So let me tell you what we need. So you're going to need a card base. And this card base is just a regular A2 size card. It is, you start with a piece of paper that is 5.5 by 8.5. And then when you score it and fold it, you're going to get a card that is 4.25 by 5.5. And I'm going to be doing it this way today. And then I cut a mat to go on top, and I wanted to leave a 1/2 inch around all sides, so I cut this one 4 by 5.25, so that it fits like this. So, and then we're also going to be using some washi tape. We're going to be using this one, this feathery kind of washi tape, and then this rose color washi tape. And we're going to be using some stamp sets. I actually have like 3 or 4 stamp sets that we're going to be using. So we're going to be using the Sunflower Wishes from MayMayMadeIt.com. And we're going to be using this fairy stamp set that I got from G's Embellishment Emporium. And we're also going to be using this stamp set right here from May called Jar of Fun. And then we're going to be using, and I'm not sure about all this yet, but we're going to be using some Recollections clear ink and some embossing powder. I have gold and I have white sparkle, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to be using, or if I am. Maybe using some glossy accents. And definitely we'll be using some versified ink. And the ink came from MayMayMadeIt.com. And of course, you know the Recollection stuff come from Michael's. So, let's get started. Now, I've made cards before where I put strips of paper, you know, going across like this and glue them down. Well, I thought today I'm going to use washi tape. I thought that would be really cute to do. So first we're going to start out with this washi tape. If I can get it, find the end. Don't you love when you get new washi and stuff and you can't find the end? So, all we're going to do is start at the corner and just put some washi down. I'm going to leave a little peek of the corner out and tear. And you don't have to be super uber neat about this, but I think I'm going to put the shower one in the middle. And I'm just leaving a tiny little space between them so that you still see the pink come through. Whoopsie. And when you mess up with washi tape, you can peel it off. So, Amy, the thing that I can tell you about card making is just all about your imagination. It's just thinking of what you would like to do or say or make, and that's pretty much it. Kind of like creating the things that you create with your plaques and stuff, and or your mini things that you make with your gorgeous laces and stuff. And Amy also has a shop. It's the Shabby Chic Boutique, and it is on Facebook. And so I'm going to be including the link in the description box below for her challenge and for her her shop as well. Uh-oh, hold on a minute. Let me grab the... Okay, I'm back. I had a package, and I'll be sharing that package later. Back to the card. Okay. And I might just tear this in half. and put just a tiny little piece right there. because I'm going to be cutting it all off. Now, I'm not going to be doing the back of the card, but you can if you want to. But this is so easy. See, that took no time at all. And then we're just going to take a pair of scissors. Make sure all this is pressed down good. And then just trim it off. And just flip it over and trim it off. And I need some of the scissors that are anti-stick. So I'm gonna finish this getting this trimmed off, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm finished cutting off all the little extra tape, and this is what it looks like. Now this is cute on its own, and you can totally put a sentiment on here and call it done. But what I'm gonna do is something a little different. So I'm gonna take our little base right here, and we're gonna put the card base aside for right now, and work on this. Okay, so what we're going to do now is do our little fairy, and I had put her on a large acrylic because I can't find my medium acrylic block. I don't know where it is, but anyway, we're going to ink her up, and I'm using clear ink made for embossing. And I was trying to decide if I want to do gold or white. Now the white doesn't show up white when it's embossed. It shows up just kind of like a clear sparkly, but it does show up on dark colors. So I was trying to think if I want to do white or gold. And since a lot of this is all white, I think I'm going to do white and see if it'll blend in, but we'll see. Make sure I get all the little detail spots. And then I'm going to put it sort of close to the bottom, but not all the way to the bottom, because we do have our little jar to go around it. Let's see, and let's put the middle here. Okay, I'm going to put her down and just press really good and firm, just to make sure everything gets a good impression. And you know you can't see until after you powder it all up, so then it's a little too late. Okay, so now it looks like a great impression, actually, from what I can tell. So now we're just going to put our embossing powder. Now, I don't have a powder bag right now, so I just try to be careful and not spread it everywhere, but you know it's going to get everywhere anyway. So I'm just going to put my embossing powder on and hope for the best. Okay. And I always put way too much on, but then I'm just going to very carefully fold it up and slot it all back in the jar, hopefully. Yes. Now, I have some excess powder, so I'm just going to hold it over the trash and wipe it off real quick so we don't emboss the whole paper. Okay. Now, when I emboss, I like to do my heat gun. I like to warm it up just a little bit, just so I don't have to hold it over there so long. Just to get it good, you know, a little warm. So, here we go. And you know, you hold it kind of at a 45-degree angle. And you can always tell when it's starting to melt. And try not to hold it too long because you don't want it to bubble up and burn. Lesson learned the hard way when I first got it. Oh, a little bit on the star. There we go. Awesome. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Now you can see that image, but I just like the way it looks. It just sort of twinkles and it's iridescent. So I really like that. Okay, so next we're going to take our fairy. Let me wipe her off a little bit. Even though it's clear ink, I still want to get her wiped off. And then we're going to put our jar on. Okay, now this jar has this little line right here. I will not be including that line, so I'm just going to ink up the edges. And I will be using my VersaFine ink for that. But you know what? I see something that didn't quite come out. There we go. Sorry. Alright, so I'm going to ink up my stamp. And what I love about the stamp is just the outline, and I love that. So I'm just going to be very careful as I go around the edge with a little curve in the bottom. Okay, and close up my ink so I don't stick my hand in it. Now all I'm going to do is take my jar, and even though it looks like all of it's inked up, it's not. It's just the outside edges. And I'm just going to measure where the wings are and her little feet. And then I'm going to stick it down. And press on it. Make sure it gets a good image. Okay. And so there we go. Now we have a fairy in a jar. So what I thought I would like to do next is to make an image to do the little skirt. So you have a little skirt here, and you have the, oh, where did it go? A little jar edge here, the lid for the jar. And I went ahead and I got some of this pink contrasting paper with the little dots on it. And I went ahead, just for sake of time, went ahead and stamped those and cut those out when I was cutting out the rest of the tape off the jar. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue the little jar lid or ribbon, lace, whatever it is, around the jar lid, okay? So we're going to do that. And I'm just using my art glitter glue. Because I use it for everything. And if you've seen my videos before, you know that's true. Just kind of line that up there. And put that on. Isn't that cute? I like that. And for the lid, now, you know, you can put the lid on like this. I don't like the lid on it. So what I'm going to do, actually, is to prop the lid up here like that. But before, or either on this side, one of the other sides, I don't want to cover up her feet and stuff. So I might do it on this side like that. Just lean it up against the jar. But first, let's stamp some sentiments on here. Take this off and see if I can find everything. Okay, so I'm going to do one that says wishing you. And I'm going to make sure I put it on right and not upside down. Yep. Okay, so try to get that straight. And I'm going to use my VersaFine ink again. And ink that up. Whoops, inked up too aggressively there. Alright, and then I'm going to put that about right here. So just press down. Awesome. Now I do use baby wipes to clean my stamps with. I've been using these stamps a lot, so I gotta get some more squeaky clean from Brutus Monroe. Okay, and then I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make this a birthday card. So it says wishing you a happy birthday. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the stamps on, and then I'll turn it over and look to see if I have them straight or not. And I think I'm going to put it like this at an angle so happy birthday comes across like that. And just ink it up and turn my stamps like this and press. Beautiful. Okay. That's all the stamping that we're going to do. And now I am going to take a foam mount and cut it in half. We're going to mount our lid on now. And because everything on this card seems a little flat to me, I want to give it some dimension. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of the foam tape and stick it on the top of the lid, and then I'll put glue for the rest of it. But this actually gives it a little dimension, like it's actually propped up against a jar. And it gives your card dimension. So I'm going to put this up here like this, and then down, glue that down. And see, it gives it some dimension, and I like that. Okay. Now, the next thing we are going to do is put it on our card back. And there are some other things I want to do to this, but first, because it's kind of a mess to do it, I'm going to put it on the card back first. So we're just going to flip this over, and I'm going to put a little piece of foam tape there. And then I'm going to put the rest of my foam blocks on. Now, usually when I do, you know, I have a bigger mat, I do try to put enough foam blocks on it so that it does not sink. Do you know what I mean? Like sink in the middle or whatever when you put it on, so that it's standing up. And I actually like these foam mats. I got these from the Dollar Tree, and I've been using the heck out of them. I really like them. They stick pretty good. And the backing's easy to pull off. Although I have a little tool that I can, little pokey tool that I can pull my backing off with. But yeah, I just usually just use my fingers. Okay, so now we're going to lay this down, and we're going to try to, I just eyeball it. But remember, we left about a ½ inch all the way around, so you want to get it set. Okay, guys, I had not realized that my camera cut off, and I apologize. But all I did was to center the mill paper onto the card base, and then I did add some little things to just it up a little bit, because if I'm not about the shabby, I'm all about the bling. So basically I just added some stickles, and I added these cute little flowers down the bottom of the jar so she wouldn't be by herself in the jar, and just that was it. And so this was really easy card. Amy, I hope you will try something like this. I think it's fun using washi and different elements in different ways. So, anyway, guys, give Amy some YouTube love and go over to her channel. Like I said, it will be below in the description box. And enter her challenge and subscribe to her. So, from my heart to your heart, I will see you later. Bye.